Happy Monday! Vanessa Blood coming to you live from Albury. I hope you're having a great start to the week. I have come wanting to share some more motivation and potentially inspiration for the week ahead. This one just hit me. Like, I was doing some reading over the weekend, and there's a little passage in the magazine that I was reading that stood out to me hugely. This is just me reiterating what I'm learning on my journey, and I'm just wanting to share it with you guys because before I, got involved in self-development, and I never knew what it was. And so I'm here to just really share with you, to give you a taste of what's out there, what we can educate ourselves with, and how we can become better. And I'm literally loving the journey. I really am loving the journey. And yeah, if I can help anyone get inspired to take some action, to do something to better themselves, to be that best version of themselves that they were created to be, then that's my goal. So if you've been watching or following me for a while and you're like, why does she keep talking about all this stuff? Then this is why. I'm just literally sharing my journey in hope to inspire you guys to take some action or just improve something in your life, because I've got lots to improve in mine in terms of my own self and the person I am and the person I am supposed to be. So I just wanted to share that. It wasn't this quote specifically that encouraged me to talk about this today that I'm going to, but it correlates with what I wanted to talk about. So the quote is that comparisons make you feel superior or inferior. Okay, so if you compare to someone, it either makes you feel superior or inferior, and neither of those serve a useful purpose. Okay, so think about that for a second. When you're comparing yourself to someone, you're either making yourself feel superior or inferior to them, and neither of those serves a useful purpose. So that, I find in itself, is it's another way of looking at comparisons. Like, yes, we all know that comparison is a thief of joy, but when you think about comparing, you're either making yourself better or worse than that person you're comparing yourself with, and neither of those is useful in any way. So this is what I wanted to share. It's a passage. This is the passage that I wanted to share. It was like a weight lifting off my shoulders. And I don't know if you guys compare yourself, or of someone else out there. Like, it might be in your kids' school if you're a mama, and there's that mum that is always dressed beautifully, with the hair immaculate. They come bearing gifts for all the children in the class every week. She's always turning up to the meetings and just going above and beyond, and everything's perfect in her life, right? I'm sure we all know someone like that. It may not be a mama, it may be someone else in your circle who just seems to have everything together. And every time we see that person, we're just like, oh, how the heck do they do it? And here I am just struggling to walk out the door with my shoes on in the morning. We all have someone like that in our life, but I want this to really hit home with you. Okay, so this is what it says. We should not grow discouraged before examples of others that appear unattainable. Okay, so we should not be discouraged by other people who are setting the example that seems to be unattainable to us. There are some testimonies that may prove helpful and inspiring, but that we are not meant to copy, for that could lead us astray from the one specific path that we were created for. Okay, so let me read that one again, because that's the sentence that really stuck out to me. So there are some testimonies out there, right? There are some lives that people are living that may prove helpful and inspiring to us. It may be there to inspire us to do better, but we're not meant to copy. We're not meant to replicate what that person is doing. That's them. That's for them. Because if we do try to copy that person or replicate what it is that they're doing, that could actually lead us astray. Oh my goodness, it's so windy. That could actually lead us astray from our purpose in life, right? The important thing is that each of us discern his or her own path, that they bring out the very best of themselves, the most precious gifts that we have been given in our hearts, rather than hopelessly trying to imitate something that's not meant for them. We're all called to be our own person and to be amazing in our own right. Yeah, so that's really all I wanted to share from that particular excerpt there. So, does that make sense to you guys? And like, I've been reading stuff that's going to inspire me for many years now. Like I've been on a personal development journey for pushing 5 years. And, I've read things like this before, but this is the first time that it's actually really stuck out to me in a different way. And, we really need to work with the gifts that we've been given, because we're all meant to be different, because we all have different gifts to share. And yeah, I think I'm going to read that one sentence again that really just hit home with me. And it's that, there are some testimonies that prove helpful and inspiring. So you may have someone in your life that you find, that person, that mama who has it all together, who turns up with her hair done and everything. Let her inspire you to sort of do more, to be better. But don't try to copy exactly what she does, because that's not necessarily your path. And if you do try to do that, it's going to be taking you away from what you're destined for. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because yeah, it's finally hit home with me, and it's like it's just been a weight lifting off my shoulders. We are so different, and yet we still try to compare ourselves to everyone else and be like everyone else. But we need to just embrace our individualism and really, bring out our own assets and our own strengths and share those with the world, because that's what this life is all about. I truly believe God has created us so amazingly unique and individual, and if we aren't living our best selves, and if we aren't, bringing about our own strengths, then we're struggling. We're fighting with ourselves all of our life. We're gonna have a really hard time. We're never gonna be at peace, because we're constantly trying to be someone that we're not. Teacher appears when the student is ready. And so, we do need to go through certain things in our life before we are ready to hear and to actually take on the information that we are given. So, yeah, even if we try to teach our kids that, sometimes they're just not ready to hear it, and that's okay. But as long as you keep showing that being an individual is the best thing, and just really try and bring out their strengths and encourage their strengths, because we're all gifted in so many different ways. Anyway, I hope that is helpful. I hope it motivates you to just be you and to be inspired by those people out there. But don't compare, because as I said, you're either making them superior or them inferior to you, and neither of those is going to help you be the best version of you. Yeah, have an incredible day and week, everyone. Talk to you soon.